My name is Cass, and my stance is to defund the police.
I'm Cathy, and my stance is not to defund the police.
My name is Cass. I'm probably one of the coolest people that you will ever meet. Very direct, very assertive. I've known Cathy for 22 years. She's my sister.
I'm Cathy. I live in Brooklyn. I'm 42 years old, and I'm a social butterfly.
Today, we're here to debate whether we should defund the police. My stance is to defund the police.
Defunding the police is not the answer.
I believe that funds can be reallocated in terms of putting back into the community because it's definitely not all crime. It's a lot of misunderstandings.
What's the end solution? If you want to defund the police, then I understand you want to allocate funds other places, but then what happens to the safety? Because if we're funding the police and it's unsafe, what happens when we defund the police?
When I was in the third grade, I saw a video of the civil rights movement. There was always a sense of who they considered the threat. The perception I had of the police officers were that they were the actual threat.
My anxiety is through the roof, like walking the streets, taking the subway. I actually feel safer when I see police. I don't feel any vengeance or anything negative towards police. It's been quite a few tense moments between her and I when we had those conversations.
She has her own views, honestly, and they differ from mine.
I don't think Cassie understands my perception of it.
I think I understand Cathy's perspective. When it's somebody you care about, you don't want to be on opposite ends of things. You want to kind of be aligned.
There should be a common ground of resolve, and that's what I feel like we haven't gotten to. Like, where's the middle ground?
My name is Cass, and my stance is to defund the police.
I'm Cathy, and my stance is not to defund the police. Oh, okay. So I'm Cathy, and I guess now I am for defunding the police.
I'm Cass, and I guess now I am for the police department.
I believe that Cass' perspective would be to defund the police and use those funds and allocate it to other services within the communities.
I believe Cathy's perspective would be to make sure that our police department is funded so that they can go into our communities to help make sure that they keep those in the community safe and protect and serve.
I think she got it right. I just want the community to be safe, the police department to be funded, as they should.
Cathy actually did really well. I'm impressed. I think Cathy's first point would be that there are actual issues occurring within the communities that need to be addressed. And so if we do go about defunding them, who will be in place to take care of those things?
It is quite nice to hear that you understand my perspective of it. I think that Cassie's point would be to take some of the funds from the police department, especially in areas where it's just maybe overfunded, and allocate those funds into community services to maybe help the community so they're not unsafe.
So the second point, in regards to the second point about supporting the police and making sure they stay funded, is this is hard. This is hard. You know this is a setup. Why am I over here? This is a setup. This is a setup because
She doesn't feel it.
I don't feel it because
Right.
I don't know how many points that we have to keep them funded. And
See?
I'm laughing because, you know, I don't know how many more points I can give about that, to be honest. Of course, their goal is to protect and serve, but once they're out there, that's what they should be doing. I feel like we can align on that.
Yeah.
Cathy argued my perspective very well. It was hard for me to do it because I did feel uncomfy.
But it was good. A good uncomfortable. So listening to her actually gave me hope because I didn't think that she understood my perspective too much.
It takes a lot of courage for her to, one, share her stories and her perspective, but it takes a lot of courage for me to be vulnerable and be willing to dive in deeper with her.
I think that empathy plays a big part in conversations like this because without it, you hit a wall.
Hold my hand.
I think it did bring us closer together only because these conversations that have an alignment come to a common ground and a common understanding. If those conversations happen again, we can know that she hears me and it's not a brick wall and it's just her perspectives or vice versa.
Okay.
I love you.
I love you too.